GameTalk Ajax Vitesse 2-2. This was our chance. You want to start already with this, man?
What a
Okay, let me at least do the intro, okay?
Yeah.
So 2-2, this was a chance to go on top of the table today. Now we have more points lost than PSV, unfortunately. Quite unexpected from my side. I don't know how you saw it, EyeJax. I don't know how you feel after this game. I have very mixed emotions. What about you?
Yeah, I'm furious, man. What a fucked up game again. We lose points again, and it has to do with tactics. Also, partly it's the players not taking chances and not having creativity to create some chances within the field. But this also has to do with the tactics of the coach, And it bothers me that our front line is almost at the half, the half of the opponent, so far up. And you cannot permit this within your squad because you get countered on. And you could see with Ten Hag last season, we had different players, but we didn't concede as much because, yes, he liked to press. Yes, he wants to ball back quickly, but he also thinks about the rest defense. And we have a coach, this guy that says, doesn't matter how many goals we concede as long as we outscore the opponent. Now, good job, Alfred. You didn't outscore them again today. So what about all those goals we concede, It's just bothering me so much, and I'm just done with it, Juan. I'm so done with it.
Do you see? Let me ask you another question. So, first part, that's the mixed emotion from my side as well. You have one part is we created a lot of chance today. So, if you look also how many opportunities, how many posts, how many crossbars, 2-2. We should have scored much more. So. It reminds me of a game we used to play at Sparta once. We had 30 shots, we never scored. So you sometimes have these type of games, during the season, but there's more going on, right? Do you think we're in a crisis situation at this point?
Yeah, definitely. And it has to do with the coach and his decisions. Each time it's a different starting 11, He's mixing things around. But especially the tactics part, it just baffles me. Because you cannot play like this. How many goals did we concede this season, including the Champions League? So many goals. Remember last season we conceded maybe 3 goals somewhere in the winter break, until the winter break, excluding the Johan Cruyff Shield, but just the competitions.
But one can argue last year we had better players.
But one can argue last year we had.
In the media, the whole notion right now is the players we had last season was Rui, Lisandro Martinez, Tagliafico, these kind of players, Gravenberg, they were much more aware of the defense than the players we have right now. What do you think of that argument?
Is it only the players, or is it the coach that demands different things from the players? I know our players were better last year and more quality, especially in the defense. But if the coach has the mentality, go all out, press hard, recapture that ball quickly, and go full force, is that only the players' fault? Or is the coach demanding much more in that area than Ten Hag did last season? It looks like he kept the balance better and also thought about what could happen in transition. And he stated himself that the transitional defense isn't going well at the moment, Schreuder. But then you have to build in some securities that make sure that you can cope with those counters. Because it's so childish how we got countered on today. So freaking childish.
Honestly, it felt today like every time Vitesse went up front, it was dangerous, and that's weird. That's weird.
And you know what it is, Juan. Maybe we don't have the players to play like this at the moment. Because look at Bessie and Timber today; they were horrible. They were terrible today. The Timber had so many mistakes with so many goals. Also, that chance that Pasveer saved at the end, it was him again who fumbled the ball. If you saw that first goal, how he tracked back, and I know Taylor wasn't peachy there either because he had to cut to cut him off, the offender, but he didn't. But that first 1.5 seconds that Timber started sprinting, he was like, I'm not going to sprint, and then he went full force. If he just tracked back like Berghuis did at the end, where the second goal came from, did you see how Berghuis tracked back compared to how Timber tracked back?
I wanted to ask you this, right? You mentioned Timber, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to highlight only Timber, but I'm going to highlight the players that played last year with Ten Hag. And I know you can also argue again the players, but I want your opinion on this. You see Timber playing this season so far, lately. You see Tadic playing lately. You see, players that we had last season. They all look to play maybe lesser than they used to last season, except for Berghuis. He's the
Berghuis is terrific. I gave him the man of the match today. He is
how-
doing so much. He's the only one having the cojones, the balls to do something. The way
But Ajax, how is it possible?
it's mentality, Juan. It has to do with mentality also, but also with Timber. He is not making like the passes that he can make. He's not that flawless defender anymore that doesn't make mistakes. He was concentrated, and I remember this interview. From a while back that Martinez was the one keeping him awake sometimes. Screaming towards him that keep your head together. Maybe he misses that. Maybe we underestimate how important Licha was for our defense, because Timber isn't the player that he was last year at the moment. Also, he doesn't have any bravura. It's just passes to the side, passes to the back. He loses the ball. It's not the sharpness is gone.
Okay, I want to move to another point from my side, last point, and then maybe you can add some things from your side as well. I remember when we had, maybe you remember that as well, when Peter Bosz came, a couple of years ago, he needed some time. He had also these ups and downs games, It took him like almost 3 months. He admitted that he needed a lot of time before it started clicking. We are in that stage with Schreuder, beyond 3 months now, but still. And he is saying he's still trying to find, the chemistry within the team. As he says, the pairings, the pairings on the right, the pairings on the left, the pairing up front. He's trying to find the right mix, the right ingredients. Do you feel like he needs a little bit more time to find out we should be a bit more, because he sees there's a lot of things not going right? Or are you more of the opinion, like, no, it's taking too much time, in my opinion. He should have figured out some things. Because the way he's substituting also and changing, every time he's changing so many players, does this to you seem like a coach that knows what he's doing? Honestly,
No.
this question from my side.
No, it doesn't. And the problem is, Juan, you have different facets within the game that you have to look upon. You have like the scores, like the results. You have the tactics that you can analyze. You can maybe have bad results, but if you can see the bigger plan, the bigger picture, the tactic that's being implemented, that takes time, then you can think, okay, we're working towards something, But it is not only that, it's the way he presents himself in the media and the things he says about the club and about the playing style and about the games we played. He sometimes sees totally different games than I do. Yeah, we played well. Oh, it was a good game, and the result wasn't. The way he talks about, it doesn't matter how many goals we concede as long as we outscore the opponent. This is not the philosophy I want to see at our club, And if I'm looking at Ajax lately, I do not enjoy the matches, Juan. I do not enjoy the play. Sometimes I got the feeling we're back in the Frank de Boer era, that I watched Ajax and I didn't enjoy it also, despite sometimes having good results. It's the same with Schreuder. That first half was horrible to watch. The second half, I have to give that. The second half was much better, and we were very unlucky. We hit the bars and the post and the crossbar a few times, So it could have definitely been a different result. But still, a lot of the games, I do not recognize my own team anymore. The way we play, the style we play, it has to do also with the coach. He is responsible for the tactics and the way it is executed. And it's not clicking. So for me, I came to a point like a few weeks ago that is for me is like, okay, let's move on another coach. Just go to another coach, because I cannot see this changing in a short period. I cannot see it changing, to be honest, seriously.
Look, final question from my side, right? So there are two risks involved. You can continue with Schreuder after the Emma game, give him time maybe for the second half of the season, see how things go. Or you can take another risk and sack him, possibly, find another coach. But then you have another risk because the other coach also needs time mid-season. But still, you would opt for the second choice?
Yeah, probably, Juan, because I'm not seeing Schreuder developing anything last month. I can still get the feeling we're almost preseason. He's searching for that 11 and those couples within the field. It also has to do with the tactics. That's not changing. That's his philosophy. He's not altering his philosophy. But not only that, Juan. It's about the way he talks and the way he presents himself. With other coaches, when things go wrong and they are realistic and they're saying, yeah, maybe I made a mistake, or I can see this is not clicking, we were horrible, but we're working towards it. He is stating that he sees positives and good games sometimes, where I'm seeing just an ass whooping. And this is something I cannot cope with. The coach has to be realistic and also has to be able to analyze what is wrong with the team and with himself and with his performance. And it looks like he doesn't have that at all. That is one of my main problems that I'm saying. It's too many facets: the scores, the tactics, and the way he talks and presents himself. It's too many facets that are going wrong. So it's just quick match, 1 + 1 + 1, it's 3. All facets are negative. So I cannot have like the light at the end of the tunnel that I'm saying, okay, but he is critical towards himself. He sees what the problem is. Maybe we need some more time. The team needs to gel together. Or maybe I can say, yeah, the results aren't good, but the team is playing well. We are very unlucky. It's not the case. So I cannot take out the positives, Could you?
Well, no. For me, it's exactly what you're saying. A lot of things you say, I agree with. And it's strange to me that after a few months already, he still has no clue what our best 11 is.
It's baffling, and I'm actually happy that Chico and Luka got some more minutes today, and really terrific for Luka to score his second goal again, helping the team out. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the win today, and also against PSV, it was just one consolation goal, extra, not the draw was not possible. But the way he just makes those goals and forces something, I have to give some respect for that, because it's a difficult job, and hopefully he can build upon that. So let's end with a positive. I think the subs were not the subs he made, but the way they performed. Even Blind today, I think he played quite well. So the subs made the difference today.